Hello guys, and welcome back to another glorious Tuesday, back to work. Happy days. But look at this, beautiful today. I think it's touching 13 degrees. I'm not joking you, I'm bloody sweating. This is coming off shortly. I'm not complaining, and it's absolutely great this morning. Walking into work, in fact it's not just this morning, I noticed it last week. Daffodils are sprouting out. There's even a couple of them coming to bloom. That's quite early, that. Well, I'm saying it's quite early, it's not. We're getting near the end of February now, so lovely getting into spring now, can't wait. I need to start getting on with the caravan. That's sat on the drive, and I looked at it over the weekend, and I thought, I need to start getting on with some work here. I'm running out of time, because we're away at the end of March. So, we're getting the ML out of storage soon, and getting the caravan up, and I've already had the electric and the dehumidifier running inside of it, so almost ready for the touring season. In fact, I need to get some bookings made as well. So what's in? A quick run round, because we're rushed as usual this morning. So whole lineup straight away there. So that's just me, our car. We've got the little Scenic. This is the same as this, but with the back end cut off, which I personally think are pointless. I think if you're going to have an MPV, you may as well have one that size than that size with a little dumpy back end on, because it's a bit like my LTR XL. You've just got nothing much bigger than a Fiesta, which is high up. You may as well have the bit of extra space in the back. As you can see with the back windows, the quarters are a lot bigger on that to this. That's in for service and MOT. This has been dumped on, we've got it for a week for an MOT. We had spec this one. So still got the black, I think she just left it open high, windy windows, but a sunroof. A windy sunroof at that, no aircon or nothing. Nice very basic one, the way I like them. So yeah, that's in just for an MOT. We've got it all week to do what we want with. This is in for MOT, nothing to speak of. It was all checked and serviced and everything last week, so it should fly through, no problem at all. As long as the wet belt can hang in there. Jokings aside. So there we go, so that's what we've got. These are a nightmare to work on, absolute pig. So all it's going to be getting is an oil and filter, because she doesn't want to spend the money, because to change the air filters is major strip down work. You've got to take the wipers off and everything, the scuttle panel to get the air filter, which I'll show you later with that. This little Polo, if you remember this, last week was in, and it's all been welded up. The one I showed you, the holes in the sills. We'll have to have a look what kind of a job's been done. I haven't even looked at it yet, but it's full of clag, so I'm hoping it's all been done right. Yeah, is that still wet? Yeah, that is actually still wet. A little bit concerning. I'm going to have to check it up when it's on the lift. Without check where it's been well. Obviously, it's all been nicely painted along. It's always bad that when it's so full of clag like that and you can never check. It's sometimes nice just to see the welds being done, so you know what you're assessing. For as an MOT tester, you've just got to kind of put on under seal fitted, unable to fully inspect. You're kind of in a bit of a knacker there, really. So, onto this. Glorious green. I'm having to look at the thing, because I don't pay any attention to them. I like them that little. A Greenland X. Top of the range, supposedly. It's got the glass roof on it and everything, in the leather seats. So I'll show you what's wrong. Yeah, so it's got all of the good times, the good spec, this thing, but I just have no interest in them whatsoever. I mean, obviously you can see it's a Vauxhall, but we all know it's just a Citroen C4 Aircross. That's all this is. And as you can see there, I don't need to hide anything, I lie. There's your Peugeot symbol right there in front of you, no hiding. But look at this glorious manufacturing here. This is your main engine mount that holds the car in. Plastic's holding the engine into your car now. That's lovely to see, isn't it? Ugh, not for me. But anyways, just switch the lights on this car, and if anybody could just tell me what I think's wrong. Let's have a quick look. Any problems you see? Oh, you'll all be saying, well, they're both working, aren't they? Yeah, they're both working. Shall I turn them off? Do you want to have a closer look? I'll turn them off. So as you can see, I'll leave the LEDs on. The side lights, they're like that. So there we go. Have a look at them, yeah? Your LED side light, your running lights, your DRLs. This car's an MOT failed. Does anybody know why? Any guesses yet? I'll put the lights on. You just can have a double check. Check the beam patterns are okay. I don't know how this will come across on camera. Let's have a look. That's a clue right there. Did you see that? Yeah. That's got your old-fashioned filament bulb in. And that is your matrix LED. Hence you can see, just in the daylight, on that heater there, it's daylight white. And that's your old candle power bulb, I call it. We'll turn them off to have a look better. So if you look inside here, it's your special matrix unit. So what there is, just here, that little hole there is an LED which shines down and out. That's down and out. And you've got your final one for your main beam, your high beam. There. Special sealed matrix headlight unit. Now on this side, you've got your old-fashioned H7 bulbs. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see that in there? Yeah, because this car, unbeknown to us, had a bump at this side, smashed this light, and as you can see in there, if I shine the light, it's had a new wing and everything. If you notice all the wing, it's like black in there. And if you look in this side, that's just how they come from the factory, like that, to that. So, the insurance company's done the work, and they've shoved in a halogen headlamp instead of the matrix LED headlamp. Not very good. Clearly you've got two different colours of light. You've got an orange and a pure bluey white colour. Plus the fact they're not a matching pair of headlamps. And they haven't got a matching beam pattern either. There's no way that can go in for the test today. Meanwhile, they're not wanting, I don't think, go through the insurance, and they're wanting to pay for it. I thought they would have been silly money, but the headlamp is actually only, I think, about £500, which isn't bad for a full LED matrix headlamp. That is actually reasonable money, but I'll tell you what, if my car had been in through the insurance and had a new had the repair work done, the insurance, the workshop that's done the work for the insurance company have not even done a after work inspection like any of us do. You check your work once you're finished. It's common sense. You know, surely to God, they had finished, they put the light on to check it works, and they'd stood back, they would have seen a flipping blue light and an orange light. I mean, I'll put them back on again, now I've showed you clearly. It'll be even more visible at night. But, you know, when you look at this, we've got pure daylight white in orange. How on earth? I can't, obviously I'm standing too far back. How on earth they've managed that? I do not know. And by the way, there's too much oil in it, so I'm just drawing some out. So yeah, it's a bit of a, I'm just turning the lights off, bit of a balls up from the insurance company there. But these poor people just want their car MOT'd and they were just going to pay for it. And I thought, no, why should you? The insurance company gets straight onto them. They should take the car back, get it sorted, and MOT'd for free for you. And that's us talking ourselves out of money. Absolute disgrace, that is. Anyways, going to crack on. I need to get this one out and get on with a few other jobs, and I'll catch up with you soon. Hello, guys. Just thought I'd do an update on the little Polo. It's had the welding done. I've actually inspected it, and do you know what? Someone's done a nice job of it. I wish my welder at times would do just, you know, they've even just done the little bit up there with a stone chip. Without causing too much damage to the coating, which you're not allowed to do for an MOT. I've had a little poke on, and it's perfectly fine. So yeah, this little car now is good for an MOT. Nothing really wrong with it. There's a few things I'm going to do, which some I already have done, is coated the brake pipes, as we normally do, just to put a bit of protection on them. Same on the calipers at the front here, and up the brake pipes up there. The only thing I really am going to do, which is very minor, is the back indicators are flashing a bit white. The orange coating comes off the bulbs. It's going to bang 2 new orange bulbs in the back. It's a young lass who drives it as well, so it's better that she's seen clearly indicating anyways, regardless of the MOT. What else have I done to it? To my bulbs, a bit of a litre of oil, top the oil up for her. But yeah, nice one, happy to go, back on the road. Another one saved, better than the Beetle to save. I do much prefer a little Polo, I will say. So, that's that. I've got the little Fiesta, which I'm going to swap them over in a second. Check that one over. And I've got this bad boy. I'll show you later on today or tomorrow. A head torch. Tiny little box like that. You'll be wondering how. I'll show you. Really good bit of kit that. And very cheap. See how long it lasts. One other bit of bad news. I don't know if I've just told you at the beginning of the video there or not. But on Saturday, I went to the local football field where we let the dogs have a run, and the puppy decided to run at a stick that had, you know when you throw a sharp stick and it like sticks into the ground? Somebody had obviously just left it stuck into the ground. I let him off the leader. He seen it, thinking like I'd thrown it or it was there for him. He ran straight at it, and it went into his mouth like a bloody javelin. Went through like badly on, like not badly, but his tongue was bleeding, and it went like under his bottom jaw. He's been okay. We had to pull bits of stick out and everything from where I penetrated like into his mouth. Wasn't too bad actually, but the rest of the day and Sunday he felt he was looking very sorry for himself. And on Sunday night we noticed he was a bit swollen around the chin, which he would be. So I took him to the vets on Monday, yesterday. You cannot do much of a check around a dog's mouth. He's not aggressive whatsoever, but he's a little wriggly worm. So trying to get him to hold him, and he doesn't understand and stuff. She had a good check. He seemed okay. He's got some dog version of ibuprofen, Metacam. So I'm putting him on that for the week, just to take any swelling down. But I just thought I'd show you. He seems in good enough spirits. He looks sorry for himself there, but he's been belting around all day yesterday and today. I'm just keeping an eye on him, aren't we? What happened? What happened to the stick? Are we not allowed no more sticks? Doggies aren't allowed sticks, aren't they not? Yeah, we go. You can just see maybe underneath, he's sick to death of people touching under his chin, but he's had a little bit of swelling. Are you going to show the camera or not? Are we allowed to see? He says, no, I'm sick. I'm sick of people touching around me chin. And you see under there, most of it's gone down, but we just like to be safe, don't we? At the end of the day, they're me kids as well. I don't care what anybody says. Me 2 dogs or me 2 kids. As far as I'm concerned, I have 4 children, and 2 of them have 4 legs. And I'm telling you one thing, these 2 children, the other ones, I've got him, Harvey's in the office. I'm just keeping an eye on him. I tell you what, these are better behaved than the kids. And when they're naughty, they get locked in the cage. Can't do that with the kids. At least I hope. I'll still give them a try. There's times I feel like locking them in a bloody cage when they start. But I'm pleased to say he's doing all right. Had me and Holly absolutely worried sick. Especially Holly's much better. I'm terrible with needles and blood and stuff like that. I'm horrendous. But when something happens like that, I'm straight in, had my hand in his mouth, pulling it out. Doesn't bother me one bit. She was standing there saying she was going to be sick, and she felt sick and everything. So yeah, as you all know what it's like when we're kids or dogs or any pet really hurt themselves. It's not very nice. So fingers crossed he's okay. But I'm going to reassess the situation on Friday and see what he's like. Just a quick. I'm trying to not mix me stuff up when I'm doing too much, but you'll be aware I've got a new project, a bloody very expensive project at that. My new Toyota, well, new to me, Toyota CHR hybrid. Now that thing is in a mess. It's a mint car, no marks or nothing. It just needs a damn good clean. So it's going to Dr. Valet tomorrow to get a full valet from top to bottom. 80 quid, but I'm going to pay about 100 to 120. He's going to do a few little bits of extra, which I'll discuss on the video. So the van, I'm going to take that home at some point when I get 5 minutes today and swap it over for the CHR. Keep that in here at night, and then tomorrow when I get 2 minutes, run it up to the guy. And my dad will pick us up. But I wanted to just show you this. It's got my address on the other side. It's some sound deadening. Just a metre of it, which I was going to try and do it today, but since the van is going home, I'm not going to have time to do it. I'm going to put that up there, on there, but I'm going to do that on a separate video, just to stop the condensation and a little bit of noise that gets into the back. Because a lot of the air vessels underneath here, and naturally that's just pure metal, and the noise transfers into the van. It's not bad, but put that bit of soundproof on. But I need to do an intro, an end part. I've done a lot of work on the van, the project work. I need to add in putting that stuff on the roof and a few little other bits I've done just to finish off the vlog. In fact, I've lost where I'm even up to on the van vlog. And the CHR is going away. And once that's done, and like I mentioned before, I'm desperate to crack on and get the ML out of storage and get that checked that it's okay, because we've got a trip booked on the 31st of March. And the ZX, I've lost my storage for that, like I've mentioned, but I've got the storage where the LTS part now, where Pat lives, where I had the Mercedes C-Class. So you get the ZX out of storage as well. That needs MOT'd, and I've got 2 little axle bushes, little bump stops to put on. So the bump stops need done, then that needs MOT'd to tax it on the 1st of April. And I want to tax the ML on the 1st of March before the tax increase. Remember the tax increase when the budget hits? So it's always worth taxing your car in March before April to miss the tax cut. For the ZX, I'm not bothered because it's a low tax band anyway, so they're lucky if they even go up a £5. But the one for the ML, the £360 tax, they normally bang that one up 20 quid, so you kind of end off getting the month of March for free-ish. So what I'll do with that is I'll tax the ML on the 1st of March and give it a bit of use that month of March, just to get, providing there's no more salt on the road, just to give it a bit of a run-in before doing the tone. Enough yapping, got to get the bulbs changed on the Polo. I might do a quick video before and after, and we'll get the Fiesta in, then we've got the Scenic, something else I think to do. So yeah, and I need to be on my birthday card because it's a birthday tomorrow. So I need to nip up to the shops when I swap the van and the CHR around and grab a card, and probably nip up to Bedlington to drop the card through our door. I'm terrible for leaving things till last minute. Catch you soon, guys. Just an update on the Polo. I said I would. They're the bulbs. Just thought I'd show you, as I probably showed you before. They're just a painted orange bulb. As you can see, the paint just comes off them and they start flashing white, and you don't want a white indicator. So we did both, and there was a stop and tail light that was looking a bit black. So I'll just show you at the back now. They're flashing. What should be flashing is a nice pure orange, rather than, as before, was flashing more of a white colour. So there we go. Again, for safety on the road, it's very important that you get seen indicating. And second is when you are MOTing a car, there's a fine boundary between an advisory and a failure. So again, to save yourself any shit with those are walking in, just put 2 bulbs in, job done. Do you get what I mean? You know, the customer ain't going to complain over 2 orange bulbs. They're being seen better for indicating in bad weather. At the same time, you as a tester, you're giving yourself less grief of an examiner walking in and going, well, is that 50%? How, you tell me, how can you measure 50% of the orangeness of a light without a machine? You can't, can you? So basically, and you can't even see the bulb. So basically, it was a bit of a faff actually getting the back lights out on that, but just change them, save yourself the shit. Simple as that. That's what I say. But why manufacturers have started doing that is beyond me. You know, this van here, they've just got an orange lens, so it's just a normal white bulb in an orange lens. Unless the bulb actually fails, you never need to change them. So, you know, there's technology for you. But like I've mentioned, a few people have been commenting already on that Vauxhall out there with, which is a Citroen, with plastic engine mounts. Plastic engine mounts. So now when the plastic starts to degrade, we're going to end up with loads of failures. The motorbike coming in the yard, so I'll have to go. Catch you soon, guys. Quick update, and unfortunately, I don't know how much more filming I can do, because we've got, see the digger over there, gas works going on, and they're constantly cutting and braying on with the jumpy jackhammers and everything. So this is the Scenic, which I've shown you, which is like the one we've got. Absolute pig to work on these, like to do air filters, fuel filters, pollen filter, involves a clutch pedal to come off. But just thought I'd show you here. Front discs, advisory, they're getting a bit rough. Rear discs, again, getting rough. It isn't in for MOT, so these are just advisories. A few cracks starting in those treads, they're fine for now. And this back spring, don't know if you can see that, broken at the top. Just a little bit of the pigtail off, but unfortunately, if it's broken, it's broken. Wax oil and all the bits, the usual bits up on it. But yeah, oil and filter to do on this, and that's it today, because there's a lot of money to spend on it, so we're just trying to lay off what she's got to spend. But the genuine C4, which is the proper Reynolds spec, the RN0720, and the filter will be here. As you see, these engines fitted to the finest Mercedes-Benz group. Obviously in Dacia we know that, so that's that to be done. But the filters on these are a nightmare. They're at the top, you can get to them, but they leak all the oil down the front and into the tray, which is not ideal. Hence we take them off, you just end up causing a mess. So yeah, that's it. I'll just leave it there. In fact, I might show you later when we put the Fiesta on the lift. That's to be checked, and I'll probably catch you tomorrow morning. Because like I've said, apart from the engine on that one, the noise out there is just horrendous. Unfortunately, I think this is going to be going on for a week or more out there. So it's really going to affect when I can film, because I simply cannot film when they're cutting with still saws and braying on with jackhammers and stuff. So we shall see how we can work around it. Catch you soon. Just a quick bit I wanted to show you while this was down. I didn't think before, but just how bad these things are to work on. That's your air filter there. So all of this nonsense has got to come off just to get to it. And even when you do get to it, they've got little tiny screws which always round off, and you can never get into them properly at the right angles without having to move all this circuit board, ECUs, God knows what. Just a nightmare. And even this, the oil filter, is under those pipes down there. Can you see it? I don't even know if you can see that down there without me shining the light. Don't know if you can see, but it's under those two pipes. Just there. See it there? I'll try and balance the light and just point just here. So you've got to separate these pipes, get your hand in and unscrew that filter, which then lets oil run all down the front of the engine. Why would you put an oil filter there, and why would you put pipes going across it? And this isn't a bad one, that's far worse than this and the micros and stuff. Just an absolute nightmare. And the fuel filter is nicely buried down there in the wheel arch. You can't get to it from the top, so you've got to take all the wheel off, all the inner arch liner off and everything. And could you imagine getting to the turbo back there? How far that goes under? Bearing in mind it ends here at this point, so anything past that point, ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Which is exactly why I would say avoid them. We own one, we take the risk, but if anything serious goes with it, it'll just go the journey. It's as simple as that. But yeah, this is the nonsense we've got to deal with every day. Madness, isn't it? And I hate that when these people complain about what prices mechanics charge. We don't have it easy, and the tools we have to use cost an absolute fortune. It's not like a paint and decorator where they've got a few buckets and a van, a few buckets, and you know, like some brushes and dust sheets. Even joiners have a few tools and stuff, but nowhere near the amount of stuff we need to have to do jobs. It's disgusting. So yeah, rant over. I just thought I'd show you that, and I'll catch you next time when we're on with the Fiesta. Right guys, just a quick end of day vlog on Tuesday, because the next couple of days is going to be quite busy, and like I've already mentioned, they're doing gasworks next to it, and it's just going to be constant jackhammers and God knows what. So I'm trying to do a bit of filming now while it's quiet, and you'll notice from behind us we've got a full night, no room at the inn. So starting with this, the little Fiesta which you've seen, it's been checked over. I knew this one wouldn't be any problems, nothing major. Nail in the tyre on there, MOT advisory. I'm going to check the tyre pressures on it. Most it needs is just a track rod end, which is off, and I'm waiting for a good quality one coming tomorrow. That's it there. Lemforda one coming. We got offered a Napa one, but this is a Napa oil filter I just want to show you for one of these Reynolds kits. You seen the Scenic? And it's just nasty, cheap shite, basically. I mean, the patterns aren't even right to an original one. So nah, don't bother using inferior brands. For what you save, less than a few quid, just get the OE stuff. Just not worth it, especially when it comes to oil filters. Steering, that's what steers your car. Just a few of you guys who don't know anything about cars, I'll just show you basically. That's what this bar does here. This steers your car, because if you look, it's disconnected, and I can just turn the wheel any way it wants. So if this little ball joint here decides to pop out, you completely lost your steering. Basically, you see the supermarket trolley wheel, you know, when you pull them back and forwards and the wheel bends back on itself, that comes off. You have a nasty accident. You'll end off with a three-wheeled cart and probably upside down. So, why would you? I don't understand. Why would you? Whether or not it's a £100 banger or a 50 grand car, why would you want to save a few quid on something that could potentially kill you or someone else or cause a serious accident? To me, I can't work that one out. I can't work out why so many garages use shift parts. I don't know. Probably because most people just get paid a wage, they're told to do a job, and they don't care. They might not even like their boss, so they'll just think, whatever. Maybe, I don't know. Where with us, I don't know. As you see, a lot of these cars become mine, don't they? So if I fit shit parts to cars, I'll end up buying a shit car. So on to that subject of this car here, we've serviced it and worked on it for years. If we had used all shitty parts on it, I wouldn't have wanted to buy it. The fact is, we've used all genuine Toyota parts on it from new, is why I bought it, and it is looking in a bit of a state for itself. It might not look it on camera, but it is just full of bird shit, little bits of moss, just not very nice, basically. Bird crap everywhere. I was going to get out to clean it off, mud splattered up it, wheels needing a good clean, and the interior just nothing damaged, just needing a good old clean. And that's why this is going to Dr. Valet tomorrow for the full works. Top to bottom, inside and out, wet vacuum, name it, polish, wax, everything. This car will be looking like a completely different beast when I get it back on Thursday. And I'm quite looking forward to that, actually. All I'm going to do to it is bang a rear wiper on it, because it is wiping absolutely crap. Yeah, it's all knackered. As you can see, definitely cannot be letting the car go like that. So I've got one ordered from Toyota, an original one, £10, not too bad. Front wipers are fine, no problems with those. So they're getting left the Bosch ones. I would have liked some Denso hybrids, but I'm not being that particular with the car. And it's in for its hybrid check on the 9th. So once all that's done, it's going to be decision time. Keep it or sell it. But we'll see. We'll get it cleaned first. We've got this in, the Cougar. As you know, this had the remapping and EGR delete done. One of the first that got done. And the guy is reporting it like not losing power, like sort of like hicking and surging and stuff. So I've got a car in tomorrow to get an AdBlue delete and a stage 1 remap, that Citroen Picasso, Grand Picasso thing. So with that, he's going to have another look at this, and he's going to do a different way of deleting the EGR. I don't know. I'll have to get him to explain to us. Hopefully it solves a problem for this guy. If not, I don't know what's next. It's had the blank plate in. I don't even know if it's EGR related. I haven't got a clue, but there's no fault codes coming up. So we'll see. This one is in to be looked at tomorrow when the RGM guys here. Like I said, the Fiesta, once the track rod end's done, topped up a few of the levels and stuff. Oh, that was what it was. Passenger's front door. The lock was getting a bit stiff and leaving the interior light on. I freed that off. And that's about it, really. A few little other bits and bobs. So I'll catch you on tomorrow's vlog. But like I said, it's going to have to be in and out, short bits, if them lot, because they're going to be right at our gates and right at the wall tomorrow, braying and sawing and cutting and banging on. It's just impossible to even hear yourself think, never mind record. So we'll see how it goes. But I've got a lot of running about to do, taking that to Valetas. The Jag, there's a few things going on with that. It's at my door. Need to find out actually with that, what's happening with it. And Thursday, I've got, like I mentioned, this CHR. I'm debating keeping it or selling it, but a few of my customers have already shown an interest in it. Gonna go once it's cleaned. I can't let anybody look at it the way it is, and then decide what I'm doing with it. Because obviously I bought it, but I'm not bothering with the keepers because it's only like had one keeper. So until I decide 100% I'm keeping it, I'm gonna just follow through. A few people I know who have been very interested in a hybrid, but they don't want all the hassle of a garage. So I'm gonna let them. There's 3 people I've got who want to see it, but I'm not letting them see it. Well, one person's seen it. I don't want them seeing it until it's been properly cleaned. So I've got a day on Thursday to drop it round to 3 people, let them have a drive, let them have a look. And if all those 3 people say no, I'm putting it into my name and I'm keeping it. I have actually got somebody after a people carrier, and I might be tempted to get rid of me Altea. But I don't know, because I'm not really going to put the dogs in this summer once I've had it cleaned. And it's a nice car. Not saying the Altea isn't, but you know. But anyways, I'll do a bit more of a review and everything on this on a separate video when it's all cleaned. I just thought I'll give it up a roundup. So if I don't get any recording done tomorrow, I've got enough in today. I'll catch you tomorrow on Wednesday's vlog. Right guys, on cue, just as I'm about to start speaking, the start with a jackhammer. This is just what we're going to have to put up with, I would imagine, for at least a week or so. So anyways, absolutely manic in here the day. So we'll start off with what's in front of us. Toyota Aris. Little 1400 diesel, cracking engines. Awkward to do the oil filters on, but apart from that, they're okay. I want to just demonstrate something to you here, which I'm completely contradicting everything I usually say. Now, the filter that's come out is what all I get last year was, the year before, a Bosch, right? And what we've got here is a Crossland, and you all know that I'd say don't use like sort of cheaper aftermarket filters. Now, the only cars I'll say to use Crossland filters on, air filters, are Toyotas, for this exact reason here. See this edge here, how it's hard plastic and rubber? You hear that? Yeah? That's not how the Toyota filters come. The Toyota filters come like this. They're a soft, squidgy, like I don't know, like cotton wool type of stuff, which goes in between here and it compresses it. Now these Bosch and MAN ones are a nightmare because you can't compress solid plastic and solid rubber to an extent, where those you can. So they fit like OE Toyota ones. These do not. So this is the few and far cars you'll see me fitting a Crossland filter to over an OE Bosch one, and I'll get that to stay where it is. So I just thought I'd demonstrate. This is in for oil and filter, air filter, pollen filter, and MOT, I think. So that's this one. I showed you that last night. That's just come there. It's actually just been delivered. A genuine original equipment, even though I'm saying old car, 07 plate. Don't fit shit. That's it there. Proper, genuine Lemforder track rod end. It's a bit more expensive, but it does the job right. Safira, got a misfire, need to read the codes. Possibly coil pack, possibly plugs, possibly oil getting into here, which by the looks of the rocker cover, there is oil leaking, so we'll get that stripped down in a minute. I'm trying to do this before everything kicks off. Astra, you know that, that's mine. Cougar, you know that from last night. That's getting rechecked for the misfire it's got since it's had the EGR delete. This is the C4 Picasso. This is in for stage 1 remap and AdBlue delete because it's having problems with the AdBlue injector. So that's that. We've got, well, we know my car, that's going to valet. I'll come to that one in a minute. And we've got the Megane, which is in for a door window regulator, which is an absolute pig of a job. I don't even know why my dad's booked this in. She's a good customer, that's probably the only reason why. Basically, the money you can make is not in any way, shape or form worth the hassle you have to do to fit them. That's just an absolute horrible fiddly job, which I absolutely hate doing. Little money to be made, a lot of hassle to be made. And normally I send them out the door, to be quite honest. And onto this could potentially be another project. I've been offered this car, I may buy it actually. I just need to find somewhere to keep it, that's all. A little Fusion. It's had a bit of a bump around the back end. But it's nice and clean. But it's had a bump here, as you can see. But if you just want a car to fly about in, who cares? I'm debating buying this one, 10 plate. It's really tidy inside. I'm debating just make them an offer and buying it. What do you think? Potential new car? Who knows? Need to sort what I'm doing with this one first. So that's it, just a quick 3-minute update. I haven't got time to do anything more. I need to crack on, look at the Safira, do the air filter on that, and make my way around getting through the other jobs. So I'll catch you soon, guys. Quick update before anybody else comes in. So the Fiesta, cleaning up this brake. The track rod end's been done. As you can see there. Nice new one on. Obviously the track end will be advised to get done. I'm going to do the tyre pressures in a minute on this one. I think I showed you last night, there's a nail in the tyre. Just an advisory for an MOT, but just to be sure, I'll check the pressure. Safira, I'll show you the codes on this. If they're still on the machine, they'll probably not be because I've turned the ignition off. Let's have a look. Oh, they are. There we go. So there we go. Misfire, cylinder 1. Misfire, cylinder 4. And we can ignore those other two because they're pretty much irrelevant. So what I've done is, first up, just simply take the top cover off, and I looked at this immediately and seen Delphi GM, original one. So it's from 2013. I don't know what the miles are on this. Let's have a look. Yeah, 96,000. I'll tell you what, that's done very, very well. You know, I normally expect to get more than 3 or 4 years out of the coils on these. So 100% know for a fact, coil pack will be at fault. And while the coil pack, don't ever change the coil pack and not change the plugs. They look pretty burnt out anyways. So a nice new set of NGK plugs to go in. And as you can see, an original Vauxhall part here is Delphi. And that's what I've ordered, a Delphi coil pack. So coil pack and plugs. Bit of oils went down, cleared all that out. So just waiting for them parts to be delivered now. And that's this one done. Fiesta's pretty much done. And the Aris is done. But that is an absolute pain in the arse idea on these. Is to make this flap here for you to drain the oil. But the oil filter's here. So absolute ridiculous idea. It's probably off a bloody petrol car or something. This is a diesel. So what on earth are playing at? Not having a flap here for the oil filter. So you've got to take all this off. Just ridiculous. But I've done the air filter. Service reset the oil. I'm going to put that in now. What else was that? Greased all the pipes. And that's about it. That's this one nearly ready to go. Oh, pollen filter, but I can't do that till it's outside because I need to be into that door. So that's that one done. RGM remap. He's just been in and sorted these. So what he's done is, he's, the Cougar here, re-uploaded, I asked him what it was, a new, basically there's lots of different companies that do software to delete AGRs, and they all work in different ways. He uses the best one out there, but like he mentions, every AGR has a different fault. Every different car reacts to it differently, so therefore sometimes just a different software i.e. company, can work. So what he's done is he's just uploaded a different software for the AGR delete on this one. See how this one goes. As for the Citroen, this has just had the stage 1 remap and AdBlue delete, so I'm actually going to drive this shortly, and it'll be interesting to see the results of that. The Renault, that hasn't been touched yet, that'll be a thing for later on the day. That's going to the valet as very soon, and I'm debating buying that. Let us know what you think, guys. I've already just been round that, thinking about, I'm going to check it over on the lift shortly, and I'm thinking about buying it. Not to keep anything, just to move on. I think it'll be a good car for a few of my customers and whatnot, and friends. If not, I'll just stick it up on Gumtree and see what happens. So there we go. That Grand Picasso, I might just get the figures and come back to you on the next video, but I think that goes from about 115 brake horsepower to about 140, 145, something like that. I had the figures on my phone, which I'll find them out, and on the next part of the video I'll let you know, but I'm sure it's got about a 60 Newton meter of torque increase and around about a 20-30 brake horsepower increase in power, brake horsepower, but it's an automatic, so you don't push them too far. The special limits you keep to without damaging the gearbox, so that'll be a big improvement. With it being an automatic, more torque means they can change gear easier, i.e. you use less fuel. So I'll catch you soon, guys. A quick update, you may not be able to hear us, but I'm deliberately recording. Have a look at this. That right there is the biggest vacuum cleaner you'll have ever seen in your life. Well, possibly. Honestly, I'm not joking you. That thing is picking up chunks of concrete the size of that compressor, if not bigger, probably the size of that. It is picking up chunks of concrete and tarmac that size, like they're little marbles, getting sucked up that tube. You can actually see the tube when it picks them up move. That is one hell of a bit of machinery, that is. Let's put it one way. You would sharp get your car hoovered out of that. It'll probably suck your whole car up into the seats out of it. Anyways, I've got some figures on the remap. I just wanted to show you on that. They're here. Excuse my terrible writing. From 118 brake horsepower to 150, that's good, 27% increase. From 300 Newton meters of torque to 350, 17% increase. But the reason for the slightly less increase in torque is, like I mentioned, automatic cars always have slightly less power than a manual. Like if you get a Saab Aero, you normally find you have about a 30 brake horsepower reduction if it's an auto. It's just the boxes can't take the extra power, so it's like that's what I like to see. The guy does safe remaps in conjunction with each different vehicle, so that's quite a good increase on that. Now over to the Safira. I hope you can hear us okay. It's not that bad. That's all done. New coil pack, new spark plugs in, and what I've done is I've sprayed it with some waterproofing agent. So I'm going to put the cover back on, start it up, and clear the codes, and that's it. So I'm going to leave it there, guys. I'll catch you. Well, I don't know, at some point. There's a guy here now I need to see, and as you can hear, there's a lot going on. Catch you soon, guys. Just a quick one, guys. I've started up the still source, so I'll have to speak over it. Something I always do, this car's only in for misfire in an engine light, which, as you've seen, I've sorted. But it's always worth doing a bit extra. Now, you might say, oh, it's money grabbing kind of thing. It isn't, because I've just done a check on the oil on this, and you'll have to just bear with us with that noise. And I'll just put it in and bring it back out, and as you can see, not a bean, not a thing on that stick. So I would have charged that customer all that money for new plugs, coil packs, and they would have driven this thing out a couple of 100 miles and seized the engine. So it's always worthwhile checking the oil. Yeah, we make a few quid off putting some oil in, but there's not that much money involved in it, to be perfectly honest. So there we go. I've potentially just saved them their engine, basically. And looks like it's leaking a lot here. It isn't, it just dribbles. It'll have mainly burnt this oil. And I can bet you that litre of oil won't even get it touching the stick. It'll more than likely be 2 litres of oil that this thing's running too low. I've topped our antifreeze up, screen wash, and while the lead's been out, I've done the tyre pressures. So, little things that garages do that you know, you might think it's money making, but it isn't. It's not money making, it's to help them. And I bet you these people will be glad of the litre or 2 litre of oil to get charged on that bill to save their car. So I just thought I'd put that little bit in there. And a little reminder to you guys out there, but most of you car guys who watch this stuff will probably check your oil regularly. But again, just check your oil, whether it's your son's car, your daughter's car, your wife's car, especially these mainly petrol engines, not diesels, believe it or not. Check your oil. I would definitely say check your oil minimum of monthly, preferably every, I would say, 2 weeks. Or if you want to do it correctly, every week. So there we go. Potentially save this engine, because I know it wouldn't have gotten checked any longer until the little red light comes on saying low oil pressure, and by then it's too late. You've cooked your engine. So I'll catch you soon. Just an update. I don't even know when the last time I did this. We're still on Wednesday's vlog here, but miraculously we've managed to get all the jobs cleared. The whole place has gone from being rammed, like you seen this morning, to, get that, empty. Obviously, there's my dad's car. Nothing, not a thing. That's a lovely sight at 4 o'clock. Had this thing dumped on me. Brake caliper had seized again on it. Another one. So it's had a brand new brake caliper fitted, which means it's had 3 up to now. Seems to be a common fault with these. That's just been recent. And I had one of the back ones as well. Might not be that one. I think it's the other one. I think it was that one. So yeah, managed to squeeze this job in for Simon, good customer. So that's ready to go. I'm running that back now to Linton. Have myself a nice, slow, relaxing drive over to there. And hopefully when I get back, it'll be touching 5 o'clock. And I'm buggering off home. So what on earth's been in? Let's think. The C4 with the remap and AdBlue delete, that drives fantastic now. It really, really does improve the drivability of that vehicle, especially with it being an auto. That's done out the way. Cougar, new software update. I don't know if I went through this software update. No, a new software company on the EGR delete, and it seems to be okay, yet to be found out when it goes for a drive. CHR, that's the way the valet has now. What else have I got? It's all sorts. I've been running around everywhere doing the little Fiesta's away for MOT, the Fusion, possible new project. That's back at the guys. He's going to have a think about it and let us know if he wants to sell it and how much. So that's out the way now. Just got this awful thing in for the window regulator, and this is exactly why I do not like getting involved with these jobs, because it's just an absolute explosion of just shit, basically. Not worth it. Just all the tiny little screws and God knows what. This is my dad's way of working. I work a lot neater. I can't deal with all that, like, but whatever. You know, all this trying to get your arms in. You've got all the motor, the switch gear. Oh, they're just awful jobs. And for what you can charge for them, they are just simply not really worth doing, in my opinion. We're only doing this as a favour for one of our good customers, but anybody else, I send them out. Literally, you can be on 2, 3, 4 hours with them, and you can barely even charge 2 hours, maybe, a little bit more, plus the parts. And all the parts, when they're not rental parts, because the rental parts cost an absolute arm and a leg. They're aftermarket, cheap shit, and they never ever go together. This is an easy bit, strip that down, build them back up. It's just a nightmare. But my dad's booked it in. We'll get on with it. But personally, and you have a car stuck like that where it can't be moved. Doors open, windows are propped up. It's just blocking the whole garage up. It's just shit jobs, really. In case a lot of people wonder, like, well, it's money, you should do it. You've seen how busy we are. Got enough work in with other stuff that pay good money, like this Astra. Can same money, same kind of job, gets the guy back on the road, but just nice. Not straightforward, they're still technical jobs, but these are just little fiddly jobs that take a lot of time, but you can't get paid a lot for it. As you know, people think when you're rebuilding that brakes, oh, it's a big job and everything. Yeah, it is. But just rebuilding the window, oh, it's just as easy as just putting a new motor in. Just like that. It's really not. Like, electric windows and window mechanisms are so complicated, especially on the French cars. And all the trim panels are very delicate and easily broken. So, yeah. Anyways, I'm going to get this car run back to Simon. And that's it. When I get back, the little Fiesta, I'll be back. that's it, an MOT. Like I say, that'll be away. And what we're getting dropped in, I think there was something getting dropped in the night. Can't remember what it is. But yeah, I'll update you tomorrow. I've got 3 people wanting to look at me CHR. I'll bring you along for the journey. Clearly not with them shoving a camera in their face. Let them have a look at it. If they don't want it, I've decided I think I might just keep it. And I know, I don't know. I don't know. I've decided I might just keep it, but at the same time, it's a lot of money to be sat there of one of 5 cars I have at the minute. Maybe if I had 1 car, 2 cars, it would be more justified, but it really isn't justified. So yeah, we'll see what the people who are interested in it think. Then this is a caliper to go. So you realise the surcharges on these. There's about a 50 quid surcharge on this old unit to go back, or more, actually more. So there's the old caliper there to go back. So we'll get our money back for the surcharge. But yeah, it's been non-stop, guys. I'm just getting that back. A real non-stop day, and I didn't think I would get much filming done. So I'll catch you tomorrow on Thursday's vlog. Just a quick one on Thursday, guys, Thursday morning. I just want to show you what's been going on. Little Picanto. Good little cars, but beginning to get on me wick, this thing this morning. Obviously, it was in for MOT. It's all checked, all fine, as you can see. Greased all the brake lines, checked it over. All fine, bar this tyre. But believe it or not, that's a passing advice for an MOT because it's still above just the 1.6 mil. So we'll let the customer deal with that, and it'll just be advisory on the MOT. And we're struggling to get in next week for the service, so I've managed to actually get it done the day. So I've done the oil and filter. Nice and simple. I'll show you up the top where I've had a few problems. But yeah, it's all fine. Greased again, greased around all the brake lines on it. Good little cars, these. If you want a little cheap runner, nice and simple. Nothing too much to them. This is a VR7. It's a bit of a weird name, but I think it just means one of the higher spec ones with electric windows, electric mirrors, little dual tip exhaust, parking sensors. I would have one, honestly speaking. It's just based on the Hyundai i10. I must admit, I think I'd probably have one of these over, what do you call it, an Igo. And I like my Toyotas and that, but these just have that little bit more refinement and I think better look to them. So, like I said, MOT and service, I'll show you at the top what's been done. Got this Mini in for an oil change and rear wiper motor, which I want to just show you again with the equipment levels. This is the one we've just fitted, a Valio unit, and the one that's just been removed. So you can see, the Mini one, it's exactly the same. No doubt Mini will charge a whole lot more extra for it. Have they done anything funny with the numbers? Yeah, so that long number there's the BMW Mini number under the Valio. And on that one, they've just simply changed it. There you go, made in France, Valio, French pap for your supposed German car. But just look at this on a normal boot lid. These things, this have something to do with the heated screen, maybe to do with the aerial. Just technology galore. But this is a little diesel one. So this is in for pre-MOT, wiper motor to be sorted, and an oil and filter change. Actually nice and easy to do a service on these, I will admit. So yeah, that's that. And over there, oh sorry, this was sorted last night. The electric window, I ain't even going to go near this thing or touch it because they're just I'm jinxed with these windows on these things. I don't even touch them. But that's done, and this is in for the flexi exhaust at the front, which is blown. Common fault. I'll show you that later because that's due to come onto this lift now. And that's just the pipe there, which you'll see. Bit of a kind of angled flexi pipe, common on all these Vauxhalls. But yeah, I'll bring this down now. I just want to check it's been run. I always double check no leaks on the sump and no leaks on the filter. Just something I wanted to quickly show you is a gauge. I've used this lift thousands of times, and obviously it's hydraulic, so when you just simply press this valve here, it lowers it down, and it gives you a good indication. I mean, naturally, yeah, a big van's heavy, a little car's light, but this gives you a good indication of how light the car is, of how slow it goes down. And I'm not joking you, this lift goes down about this speed when there's nothing on it. So this is a really lightweight little car, I tell you. I certainly wouldn't want to be involved in a crashing one against a truck, but it does when you're, some of these like bigger vehicles like my ML and stuff, you just touch that valve in the fly down, but with this, it's like having a bloody paper bag on the lift. But I've had a few problems really this morning with this. Nothing like bad, but really annoying and time consuming. Just did the air filter change, and just as I popped the box back on, this clip just went ping down there. And as you can see, it's not a very busy engine bay. There's loads of space. You know, we're not talking about a V8 twin turbo or nothing here, you know. And honestly, it took me and my dad ages to find it. It had dropped down there and then somehow went across on top of the starter motor and down there, but it was stuck down and under, had to get it from underneath. We had the magnet, which actually broke. We've had the airline in. And again, it's just the worry of, has it fallen into the gearbox or something stupid like that, you know? So I don't know why they don't attach these things permanently. Why that just, once you unclip them, they can just fall off. So anyways, that's that. Top that coolant up, new air filter, oil and filter. So that saves a second booking next week, or the week after, I think it was, to give away a bit extra space for somebody else. Fully checked and ready to go for MOT. All I need to do now is get the lift legs out, double check the oil, it might need topped up, and that's it. In the Mini, I'll get on that shortly when it's on the lift, same with the Mocha. So I'll catch you soon, guys. Quick update, guys, because on Thursday, because I've got a load of things to be getting on with, a load of running about to do. Just wanted to show you this nonsense with the Mini, the Binny. It's had the oil change done, and this is the nonsense you've got to deal with on the scanner. Percentages, brake fluid, brake check. But the problem is here, the front brakes are at 11%. Somebody, not us, has changed the front brake pads, and you need to change the sensors because the sensors wear with the pads. So now, even though all the parameters are reset, if you look on the screen, it says there, you see second 24, which is when it needs done, but it says, I have to redo that so it comes back on, it's only saying it's got 4,000, it'll come on in a second, there, 4,100 mile, and when I turn it off and just put the normal ignition on, there's like a little apostrophe thing that's always on. If I reset all this back away, there you see that apostrophe that's always up, because it's it thinks obviously that the pads are nearly down on the front, but without changing a full set of pads and sensors, you can't do nothing about it. I just want to show you this other nonsense. See this bulb up there? I don't know how well the camera will show. I've changed this bulb. It's really bad with the view, but can you just see above it there? I can't get the camera to go in anymore. The green circuit board. So if you damage them holders that the bulb is connected to, it's onto a circuit board. And if they come off that circuit board, which runs all the way along here, you need to buy a whole new chrome boot cover, switch. It's all one, and it costs a damn lot of money. I wish I could get that focus better in there, but I can't. There you can just see the green circuit board above it. Absolute madness. So we've just changed the light anyway, the bulb, because there is a bulb error which keeps coming up on this car, and it's a nightmare to kind of get on top of. We've changed all sorts of lights and bulbs, and it still keeps coming back. I think it's a wiring fault. Well, that's this done. Service light reset, bulb done, the oil and filter, and we're just going to get on with the Mocha. So I'll catch you soon. Right, guys, end of day vlog on Friday. I just thought I'd show you. Over my shoulder, that's the rental away with the window. I just want to show you this Lango guarded underneath. A Kia Sportage. Astra's helping keep it up there. All been nicely land guarded on them back subframes, which are renowned for rotting. Obviously all the floor pan, full underneath done. It's currently just drying at the minute there. So another one ticked off the box to do. All the front subframe in the arches. You can see it's all nicely drying. Hopefully none of it. A few bits dropped on me car. I'm going to wipe them off. But there we go. That's what I strongly recommend anybody doing if you've got a newer car. Get it all done like this. You've seen us do it before. The little Yaris in, which is in for tomorrow. That's getting the caliper on. Seems to be a running thing at the minute. Brake calipers will be the second this week. So that's that. And I've already just done a video on the CHR, so I don't know if that'll be uploaded before this video, but if it isn't, it will be coming soon. So there we go. I'll get back to you on Friday. Can't remember what's in tomorrow's. I don't even know, because that stuff's for next week. I think it's just this, which is in now, and it was meant to be this, I think. So we're kind of getting ahead of ourselves. So fingers crossed, there's nothing too drastic come in tomorrow on Friday. I'll catch you all tomorrow. Well, it'll just be like that to you guys anyway. See you then. Right, guys, welcome back to Friday's vlog. This is just going to be a short one. Apologies yesterday. There was a whole load of car collection caper running about I'll come to all that separately when things get sorted. I don't know what order I'm putting this out in. Here we have this Toyota Alphard. It will keep escaping my mind the name of this thing. It is absolutely lovely, this vehicle. I'll just swing it round. Warn those for Stephen, who I've mentioned. This is his. And I do recommend, if you're from the local area and you like a nice Chinese, to head towards the Ruby Chinese takeaway at Stakeford. This is what this guy runs. It's absolutely lovely. We've been going there, well, as long as I can remember. He's the same age as me, and we're in my 30s. And I always recommend going there above any of the other ones. So yeah, I'll just show you a quick look round. He's just getting these new tyres, Pirellis. I don't know what size though. I'm just trying to find out. 19s. They seem bigger than a 19 because I think they're about an 18 on there. So yeah, but the main importance with this car is a number plate. Obviously, it's an import, 58 plate, 2008. Honestly, you've seen us do the Lango Garden on this. I'll show you underneath just how it's managed to keep. I just wanted to show you guys this. This is how it ends off. By the way, this was already done in black, but this is how it keeps. You can see where it's still stopped tacky when you touch these areas where I did it. Obviously, you'll have to. The best way I can show you is on here. So if I touch that, you can still see there's a greasy surface on it. That is your that's your Lango Guard, not the black stuff that's been sprayed everywhere. But for a 2008 vehicle, this is just on another level. It's like brand spanking new under here. Stainless steel exhaust. I think that's the original Toyota one, that huge thing. And then you've got a cat, and then another cat, and then probably another cat up there. Possibly, yeah. It's had a few whacks to the sump and scraping this from having it lowered, because as you can see, it's got all the lowered springs on it and specialist shock absorbers. I'm not sure what the front end's had. Yeah, it's got all like the lowering system on it, but yeah, absolutely lovely vehicle. I'm just going to pause it, and when we bring it down, I'll show you it on the top. This is what we had in last night. My dad sorted that. New caliper on the Yaris. You seen this in last Friday, possibly? I don't know. And CHR, that's going to a new home. I'll show you what new car is replacing that. And I've just had another delivery of another new car. Oh yes, and speaking of Lango Guard, I showed you obviously yesterday, this is getting picked up shortly. That's all been treated, so happy days. And my new ride's been delivered. This, obviously, I've mentioned is, it's had a bump on the back end here, on the quarter panel. It's just panel damage, that's it. I've checked underneath, there's no major damage. It's just, actually, I'm not joking you, somebody fell into this once here, and then when the guy's son was using it, as you can see here, a car caught it. So it's been caught twice in the same place. But honestly, the rest of the car is immaculate. Absolutely immaculate. Like, I've done a separate video on this. I haven't got the keys on as I've put them away, but the interior and everything is like new. So yeah, I'm going to get an MOT stuck on it and see if anybody fancies a cheap little runner. 10 plate car, still a new car. So there we go. Quite over the moon with that purchase. I'm just running out of space to put all my different cars now, because obviously, like I mentioned, the CHR's gone. I've got something else in its place. So I've got 2 cars to try and move on or keep or whatever. So I'm going to get this Toyota down, and I'll show you quickly in the interior, which you've all probably seen, but it's always interesting to have a look at this vehicle. It is just something else. Yeah, I just thought I'd end this vlog. I might do a little one because I want to do something later. I'm not going to end it here. There'll be a short video that I'm going to put into this one. A nice little way to end the week. But while I'm here, I just want to show you. This thing is absolutely lovely, I will say. Even my dad's agreeing, like inside, it's so, honestly, for 2008 car, the stuff that Toyota are just starting to use now in the European fleet, which these were all fitted standard with. It's just lovely, pearl white. This is the 3.1, I think that are V6. We'll have a look in the back. I've already shown you it, like, but just lovely in there, isn't it? Full glass roof, then another sunroof at the front. And you've got your 2 captain's chairs there. And then you've got like a 3rd row in the back. All the mood lighting, and you see that in there? Just that strip. And that strip along there. All of your rear climate control as well as and heating. Auxiliary outputs. Honestly, these are like an absolutely ideal kind of vehicle. All electronic as well. The doors, I'm not touching the one at the other side, just had a little bit of a bump on the door. And while we're here as well, Stephen's partner is doing like a dog grooming. It's a proper like dog spa. It's unreal. Anybody interested in that, give them a call. But it's like something I haven't seen before. I'm sure Stephen will explain better to us, but it's a special like therapy for dogs and stuff. It's really, really good. And they've spent, I can tell you, a lot of money getting like top equipment in there. Had the full garage converted. Trust us, it's not your average kind of thing. Again, speak to them if you want any info on it. But yeah, it's just full. I mean, look at this, man. Stainless steel around all the step and everything. It's just fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. It'll sit in here. And obviously Stephen knows that they mess around with the mileages on these. So he says, no, leave it in kilometres, because they end up opening them up and fitting loads of cheap chips inside, which knock them up. So he had this fitted separately, which runs on the OBD system. So you've got the speed and the rev counter for rev it, look there, you see, goes up. As well as you still have your standard ones as well. But honestly, everything in here is just that, like a proper drinks tray. I love it, absolutely love it. All this rear heating, climate control system, sat nav. You'll have your cruise control, Bluetooth. Remember, this is 58 plate car, guys. All sorts of buttons for everything. Electric folding mirrors. What's that? AC, 100 volts. You name it, it's got it. It's just fantastic. And it even talks to you as well. The mirrors all fold down as well when you move. See? And then they go back up. It's just a fantastic machine, I will say. I'll just restart it back up there. Just sounds lovely as well, that V6. But yeah, I will say, it even talks to you as well. I don't know what you've got to do to make it talk to you if I'm not doing something right. But it was it like lets you know, like if some ETC cardが挿入されていません. Just great, absolutely fantastic. It even alerts you when you've got like something, when you put it in reverse, if there's something like that wall in your way, it alerts you and lets you know. Even a reversing camera, proper Toyota one. See, it's even that camera is good quality for the year, for 2008. So yeah, there we go. What we'll do is a little rev test. I'm not going to rev it hard, anything like that, but it sounds absolutely lovely. Have a listen. It's quite a bit of a different sound to what you expect from a people carrier. So anyways, I'm going to leave it there, guys. And I'm going to come back to you with a nice little bit of a change for the end of the week. Something that you might enjoy. Don't get too excited. It's all I can manage on a Friday afternoon. But I'll catch you then. Right, guys, just going to wrap up Friday. Quick recap, what's happening. Like I mentioned, this is sold now. That's going to one of my good customers. That's getting collected on Tuesday, and you'll see what new car I'm getting. So there we go. The Fusion, like I say, I'm just getting this off an old guy to... let's rephrase these, guys. Now, I'm buying these vehicles, just so we can put this straight. I'm buying these vehicles, but what I'm doing, I'm selling them on behalf of customers. I've bought it off them, but I'm leaving it in their name, and then I'm selling it on behalf of them. If I make a few quid, I pass it on to the customer. It's exactly the same, just in case you wonder. And I'm doing exactly the same with the car that I'm getting off one of my good customers who's buying the CHR. I'm taking his car. I said, look, mate, I'll try and sell it for you, but if in the meantime I decide to want it, I'll have it. If my partner wants it, if a family friend wants it, if one of you guys want it, whatever. And I'm doing exactly the same with this little Fusion. So just in case a few of you are like, oh, you're buying and selling cars, Dan, you're a trader. I'm not. I'll show you. Even down to that CHR. I bought it, I paid for it, but I've left the logbook in her name because I told her, I said, until we decide what's happening, I want it, Holly might want it, or if one of my customers wants it. Now, I've had a bit of, as you know, deliberation and thinking it's too much money to be sitting as a crikey. How many cars have I got at the minute? 5 or something? Is a 5th car. It's too much money, guys. I ain't reloaded. I haven't got a lot of money. You might think I have or whatever. This garage and stuff to my dad's ain't mine. I just get paid minimum wage off my dad. Not gonna lie, I make a few quid here and there, as and when I can, but just so you know, I am not buying these cars, putting them into my name and then selling them. I am doing favours for people, i.e. I must admit, I am paying for them, but I'm leaving it in their name, and I'm not particularly, as you know, really go for or use them much. And then when I make the decision, yes, I'm going to have it, I'll have it. If I don't want it, it can be moved on, and I don't need to put it in my name, because I'm not the registered keeper. I'm not using them, you know. Just in case you're wondering, I don't have a forecourt of cars lined up for sale, car at a garage, northeast sales forecourt kind of thing. It's not, you all know that. If I do decide to want any of these vehicles for myself, I will. So we're on it here. We've got a whole load of cars where they're in that loop. So like that's gone, and I'll be getting a new car in its place. This, I've just taken it. Needs a few little jobs done. Rear wheel bearing, some wipers, a door glass mirror. If I can find one, I'm going to tidy up whatever that isn't in there for. And this didn't on here, but there's nothing we can do about that. That's just going to have to be the way it is. But to be quite honest, in the grand scheme of things, the rest of the car is pretty much immaculate. I don't know if I showed you the interior. It is immaculate. Doesn't even need a hoover hardly taken to it. So, one dint on a quarter panel. Other than that, it's a mint little car. So, like I've said, I'm going to get on it. I'm going to try and get a door mirror glass, because that's not the right size one. So, yeah. And what I'm going to do to end off Friday, this is going back, because the locksmith can't get the ring. He's getting it accidentally from Poland, and it's going to take weeks. So, I'm going to show you guys what's going on with the Jag and what's happening to it before it goes back. First up, I've fixed it. There's been a lot of money spent on this car, but I've done my way of fixing it, and it has been perfect for a week now. And this is all we do. I'm just going to show you. I'm going to grab something here. So, the engine's running. Yeah. Turn it off. Never take the key out though. I know that's dodgy, and I know this is bright blue before anybody says. It's all I've got at the moment to use. So, we'll just stick when I've got it, just pop that over there. I know it stands out like a sore thumb, but at least it hides the key. It's making some attempt. It's better than nothing, and it's all I can find. And due to the key never being removed, the steering not going to engage, so you just get out the car. Obviously, I know the window's open. And you lock the doors. And all the doors lock. Open it up. And it starts first time. Every single time. You just have to bear with us here. And it starts first time, every single time. Because since the key's never been removed. So yes, I know it's not ideal before anybody says, but guess what? It means the car's usable. It means the car is not going to get scrapped. To me, that's a fix, right? Or no? But what the auto locks will do is fit a reader ring. I'm personally not over convinced, but it's going to be worth one last attempt. And if that doesn't work, then we're going to have to live with it like this. If you don't live it like this, the car gets scrapped. There's the choice. So, I've had this car's been sat, not with us, but the auto electrician since November. And I feel really bad on that guy, and I'm taking this into my own time. I'm going to spend my own money. I want him to have it back. I can't have him waiting until mid-March for it, because it's taking the piss. And it's not by us either. So, I'm going to take it now, because it's an absolute mess, and I'm not that kind of person. I've just had it in the garage. I've checked the oil, topped up the screen wash, checked the antifreeze, done the tyre pressures, give it a once over. And what I'm going to do now, and this is the before, I'm going to take it to the valeters. I'm going to give it a good wash, because I haven't got the time to do it. As you can see, it's a right shit tip. Absolute mess. And it really needs a good clean, and I think it'll be a great thing. Sorry guys, we had a delivery there, but I just think that's a nice thing to do, just to give it a good wash before it goes back to the guy. Not a top whack one, but just a quick once over. So that's what I'm going to do. Let us know if you think that's a nice thing to do. I just think it's nice that he gets the car back looking a bit nicer, even though it's not being fixed. We haven't made any money, nothing, not a thing. I'm not even charging for what I've done. Sat at my door now for 3 weeks. So, I'm going to get locked up now, I'm going to get up to the valeters, and I'll show you when it's done, and then we'll end the weekly vlog from there. Right guys, this is going to be new to me because I've just had the car valeted, and I haven't even seen it. I've just sat in the car like a lazy person, but I don't want to see the point of getting out, because when you go through these drive-through car washes, don't get us wrong, it's nothing like the Dr. Valet job I've just had done on the CHR. But let's have a look, because I haven't even gotten out the car, I've just driven to here. So I'm going to get out now, and we shall see what the improvement is. First up, I can see something very nice. Those wheels haven't looked that good for a long time. Now that's just a quick once-over, and I think that's come up absolutely fantastic. That's a good way to send back a car to a customer, isn't it? Like a different car. You wouldn't think it was a T-Reg 1999, would you? Definitely over the moon with that. Typically the 1 minute I was doing a walk down video, somebody has to come walking by. There's never been anybody right in the middle of doing my film. But anyways, you've seen the walk around. I need to get to this guy's house because I need to meet with my dad at the cafe to get my Friday afternoon dinner, and it's about a 10-minute walk. So, I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope you like what I've done to the car for him. I think that's a nice little token of appreciation. Such a good landlord that he is. And the car's sorted to a degree. We'll see what happens in a month or so's time when this ring thing, the immobiliser ring, comes up, gets delivered. But if it doesn't work, David's quite happy the way the car is. I know it's not been the best of ways with the auto electricians, all these locksmiths, and no one's managed to fix it. We didn't get involved with that, and David knows that. So I'm just pleased to have gotten it to how so he can use it basically, and I'll be more than happy to use it like this than spend any more money. So I hope you've enjoyed this week's vlog, guys. I think it's gone on a little bit. I think it's a bit longer than normal. Hey ho, what can I do? I might have to split it into 2 bits. I hope you enjoy it. I try to fit as much content in as I can. So please, if you haven't already done so, please hit the like. It really helps. Leave a comment if there's anything you want to say. If you haven't already done so, hit the subscribe, and I'll catch you on next week's vlog.